All right, all right. Hello, hello, high level listeners.
Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to episode number 8. This is part of our daily routine series. Episode 7 was all about taking your kids to school in the morning and dropping them off so they can go in and learn everything. If you haven't listened to that one yet, I highly recommend it. It would be great listening for additional words and phrases about taking your children to school. In this episode, the children have had their day at school, they've had lunch, and it's the middle of the afternoon. It's time to pick them up from school. So, if you've got kids and you've been wondering how to explain yourself better in English when talking about collecting your kids from school, I think you'll really like this episode.
Absolutely. This should be a great episode for any high level listeners who have children. And like always, we will read one script each about this routine. I'll start with my American version of my routine, and then Mark will continue with a similar script with a more of a British style. So, before we get into that, hi everyone. I'm Kat. I'm the American teacher and the American voice here on High Level Listening. I'm here to help you with pronunciation and also to give you more kind of easygoing and laid back expressions and vocabulary so that you can start making friends and feel more confident in kind of that more informal tone in English.
And I'm Mark, the British voice on High Level Listening. I'll be giving you phrases and vocabulary that you're more likely to hear in the United Kingdom. So if you watch a British film or a British TV series, it might start to make sense, which would be nice. So, yes, I will start by asking Kat the question first, and she will talk about her usual routine. So, Kat, what's it like picking up your kids from school in the afternoon?
So, afternoon pickup is pretty straightforward. I usually get to my kids' school a bit early so I can snag a good spot in the front of the car line. Most times I just hang out in my car, maybe chat with a couple of other parents if I see them around. When the final bell rings at 3:20, the kids are they all come streaming out of the building. When I spot my little one, she hops in the car with all of her stuff and we chat about her day while we head home, usually getting back around 3:45. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ask Mark the same question. He's going to give us his version. It's going to be quite similar, but he's going to give us some more vocabulary, some more interesting expressions. Let's go. What's it like picking your kids up from school in the afternoon?
For the afternoon school run, I tend to arrive a little bit early, then just wait around outside at the front gate and chat with the other mums and dads until they let the kids out at about 3:15 or 3:30. I stand there at the gate and keep an eye out for my kids when everyone comes rushing out of the main entrance. I find my kids, let them say bye to their mates, and then we jump in the car. We do a quick "How was your day?" on the way home, and we're usually back home by around 4ish in the afternoon.
All right, excellent. So, as you can see, Mark with his British accent and me with my American accent, we went through our scripts and now we're going to break it down piece by piece. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ask Mark about his script a little bit more. So, when do you normally arrive at the school when you're there to pick up your kids?
For the afternoon school run, I tend to arrive a little bit early. So, if you listen to the previous episode, you will have heard the phrase the school run. The school run is the journey to school. If you drop your kids off in the morning, that's the morning school run. But now we're picking them up in the afternoon, so it's the afternoon school run. It's similar to your commute. Your commute is only going to work. The school run is taking your kids in your car to the school. And I said, I tend to arrive a little bit early. Um, in terms of when I arrive at the school, British schools tend to finish at around 3:15 or 3:30. That's common at most levels, younger and older students. So if I arrive a little bit early, then I'm there at 3 o'clock. 3:05, 3:10, something like that.
Just in time to chat with some of the parents, right? Getting ready while everyone's just excited about picking up their kids, for sure.
Mm. Yes, what did you say in your script?
So I talked about the afternoon pickup. Afternoon pickup is pretty straightforward. I usually get to my kids' school a bit early. When I talk about picking up my kids, that means I'm coming from home or coming from work and I'm going to the school to pick up my kids. So they're finished with school. The afternoon pickup is when I'm arriving, taking them home from school. So the afternoon pickup and the morning drop off. Okay, so we can use these as nouns and as phrasal verbs. So the afternoon pickup, where I pick my kids up, I pick them up, meaning I collect them from school and take them home. Afternoon pickup is pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. I like this phrase because, there's nothing too difficult about doing this. I go there, I wait in the car line, I drive up to the front of the school. When my kid is ready, I pick her up and we head home. Afternoon pickup is pretty straightforward, easy to follow, nothing too difficult. And then I usually get to my kids' school a bit early. Mark mentioned that he tends to arrive a little bit early, and I get to my kids' school a bit early as well. So instead of using the word arrive, I'm going to use get to. So we get to school, we get to work, we get there. That means to arrive, arrive at school, arrive at work, arrive at home, get to school, get to work, get there. Okay, so that's very common to use the word get instead of arrive as well. So that's a very informal, natural phrase that we commonly use.
Mm. Yes, also acceptable in the UK. Get to school, get to work. You'll hear people in the UK using that phrase as well.
All right, so let's continue. Now, I quite like this because it is very common for Americans to take their cars. But I'm wondering, Mark, what's more common in the UK? Where do you wait while you're waiting to pick up your kids?
Mm. Yeah, so I arrived a little bit early, so I have some time. And if you're picking up your kids from school and you're going to take them in the car, then some schools, bigger schools, will have a car park where the
Hmm.
parents can leave their cars. They might park next to the teachers whose cars are already there. In my school, we didn't have a big car park, so parents just parked on the side of the road.
Mm.
And yeah, I said in my script, I just wait around outside the front gate. So I get out of my car, and maybe this is a British thing, but I think because our schools are quite old, a lot of them do have these big metal gates that are very tall, so you can't climb over and escape school in the middle of the day. And it's the main entrance. The kids will get off the bus or get out of the car and go through the front gate. Uh, there's a kind of invisible border. Parents don't enter the front gate. Excuse me.
I see.
Right? It's like this invisible barrier. When you go through the front gate, you are on school property. So parents will stand just outside. There'll become a big group of parents who are all chatting to each other. And yeah, a lot of parents wait outside the front gate and wait for their children to be let out. We have no problems getting out of the car because the weather is not too hot. Maybe in Texas, you have to stay in the car with the air conditioning on because going outside is brutal. So in the UK, a lot of people get out and stand in the sun, chat to other parents. Is that the same in the US? Where do you wait when you're picking up kids?
So Definitely in the suburbs where most people are located. Of course, there's big cities where you might not have parking lots. Parents might be able to walk to school. But in the suburbs where I think most Americans tend to live, all of these schools, we usually wait in the car line. So I discussed this a little bit in the morning drop off time. So in our last episode, and we'll continue again today. So I usually get to my kids' school a bit early so I can snag a good spot in the front of the car line. So we have two kind of ideas here. Snag a good spot. Now, when you snag something, you're really, you're getting it. Okay, you're obtaining. You're really snagging a good spot. If I snag something, I might be like, "Ooh, I worked hard for this. I got there early, and now my reward is that I get to receive a good spot." Okay, so I snagged a good spot. That spot is my place in line. Now, we don't just have to use this for the car line. We could talk about a parking spot. We could talk about a spot in line if you are standing in line, especially if you're waiting for something that's very popular. If you get there a little early, we can snag a good spot while we're waiting in line. So that means that I got there and I'm nice kind of in the front of the line. All right. I snagged a good spot.
Mm,
The front of the car line. Now, just like standing in line with people one behind the other, we do this as well in our cars. I mentioned in our last episode that America is definitely car centric. We all seem to have cars. Some of our kids even have cars. My husband and I and my two kids, we might even have two or three cars parked in our garage. So we stand or we wait in the car line. So we stand in line if we are physically standing just as people, or we simply wait or get a spot in the front of the car line.
mm. Do you normally like get out of the car, or what do you do while you wait?
So most of the time, I just hang out in my car, maybe chat with a couple of other parents if I see them around. It really depends on how far in the car line you are. I'm thinking of my elementary school that's not too far away from my hometown. So where I live, the school is kind of set apart from the road. I would say it's probably, a 2-minute drive. Okay. If you go past the parking lot and then there's the school. So if you snag a good spot in the car line, you're probably going to be close to the parking lot. So you won't feel, weird if you stop the car, if you roll the window down, or if you say hi to some parents who are walking in and out of the parking lot. But most of the time, if you don't snag a good spot, and you're just in the back of the car line, you might actually be, like you said, on the main road. Okay.
Mm,
So honestly, I would just hang out in my car. If it's hot, I keep the car on with some AC. And I might chat with some parents if I see them. But if I'm in the back of the line, if I didn't get a good spot, then I'm in the back of the line, just waiting on the side of the road, hanging out in my car.
mm,
Now, what about you? What do you normally do while you wait for your kids?
So, because in the UK we can get out and get closer to the school, and we don't have such a long line, most parents get out of the car and they talk to other mums and dads.
Mhm.
So in my script, I like to wait outside the front gate and chat with the other mums and dads. So mum and dad are countable nouns. So one mum, two mums, many mums, one dad, two dads, lots of dads. So that's the other parents of the students in the school. All the parents have arrived and they're picking up their kids from school because it's 3:15 or 3:30. So they just chat to each other while they wait. So if you go to the school and you see the parents of the students, the easy way to call them is the other mums and dads. The other, because it's the ones of this school only. So the other mums and dads. Maybe the school sometimes invites the mums and dads to go to parents' evenings, concerts, recitals, or performances. Yeah, that's an easy way to describe all the parents of the students at a school, the other mums and dads. When you look at them and you see an adult woman or an adult man, you assume it's one of their parents. So even if it's an older sister or brother or a babysitter, it's easiest to call the whole group the other mums and dads.
And of course, we definitely use this in America as well, but we don't call them mums, we call them moms.
Mm,
MOMS. So when I talk to my mom on the phone and I talk to your mum,
mm,
your
mum.
mom,
Mhm.
definitely.
Yep, I
And
talk
so,
to
of
my
course,
mum.
the other moms and dads, the other parents. When we say the other parents, we mean that we have that in common. Okay? So
Mm.
I'm a mom. So I'm there with the other moms and dads. I'm a parent. So I'm there with the other parents. My kids are students. They are there with other students. Okay? So it kind of does mention too that I'm also the parent. Okay? I'm the parent. I'm there with other parents. I'm the mom. I'm there with other moms.
So that's a really good point because if you take out the word other,
Mhm.
then it's I chat with the mums and dads.
Uh-huh.
And that means that I'm not a mum and I'm not a dad. So I don't have a child in the school.
That's a
I'm
good
just
point.
here. I'm just a
Well,
weirdo hanging
I've
around
been
outside the school.
well, I've been a nanny. I've been a
Oh, yeah,
nanny in the
fair.
past, and of course, I have to pick up the kids from school. That's part of
Mhm.
my job as a nanny. And so you're totally right. I would go and hang out with the moms and dads, and I would be like, "Hey guys, hi. Oh, which one's yours?" I'd be like, "Oh, these two
None of
are
them. Oh,
mine. These two are
okay.
mine." And they say, "Oh, you're so young." And I'm just, "Yeah, I'm so young." No, I'm just kidding. I'm the nanny.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good point. So we talked in the previous episode, British schools and American schools sometimes have different systems, different schedules, and different levels. Is that the case with this as well? What time do the kids get out of school in the US?
Honestly, it really depends on the city. It depends on the school. From when I grew up, the elementary school got out the earliest. So they started earlier and they ended earlier. And then as you go up into middle school, junior high, high school, they get a little bit later. Now, I did grow up in quite a large town, so we wanted to cut down on the traffic. But I think it would really depend. When I was talking about my script, picking up my kid, when the final bell rings at 3:20, the kids all come streaming out of the building. So, when we talk about the final bell rings, okay, the final bell rings. Now, of course, at school, in order to change classes or move to different parts of your day, we have the bell. Okay, so we have the school bell. Sometimes it's a nice, like, ding, ding. Sometimes it's a really annoying sound. I feel like I can still remember the junior high bell because it was so annoying. But when that final bell rings, okay, at 3:20, all of the kids come streaming out of the building. They come pouring out of the building, just like if they were pouring water, streaming water. So when all those kids, are coming in all at once through those two doors, they are all streaming out of the building at once, just one after the other. Now,
Mm,
something similar, what time do your kids get out of school, Mark?
mm. They let the kids out at about 3:15 or 3:30. Yes, the final bell is absolutely a phrase we use in the UK. In my school, it was a big red bell on the wall, and it was very loud, so the parents can hear it outside, and the teachers, when the students are watching the clock, they're like, "Wait for the bell, wait for the bell." So everyone's ready to go. The bell rings, and the school lets the kids out. I don't know if this is more common just in the UK, but this is the phrase that came naturally to me. Like they open the doors, they unlock the doors, and the children escape like animals. Like they let the
Yeah.
tiger out of the cage, or they let the birds out. They let the kids out. So the school lets the kids out at 3:15 or 3:30. If you want to be more British, you could say 3:15 or 3:30, but that's totally optional. But yeah, so we seem to finish around the same time. 3:20 in the States, 3:15 or 3:30 in the UK.
Now, I have a question for you. Are you normally looking out for your kids? Do they usually see you first? How do you find your kids in all this madness?
Mm. So there's the doors of the school. There's usually a small space, 10 or 20 meters, then the front gate, and then the parents. So there's a big group of parents by the front gate, and the kids come out of the entrance. So when the parents hear the bell, they often turn, and I stand there at the gate and I keep an eye out for my kids when everyone comes rushing out the front door. So all the students in the UK also wear uniforms, so we all look the same. We all have the same colors. So parents really have to keep an eye out and search quite hard to find their child in the crowd. But yeah, I have to keep an eye out or look carefully for my children. But it's the parents' job to look in and find them. Usually, when they lock eyes, the parents wave. And if you have a teenage kid, they're like, oh, I've got to go. There's my mum. But yeah, that's what parents do every
Yes.
single day.
Now, ours is a little bit different because we're not all flocked together at this gate. We are all in our car line. So, yes, I will be kind of on the lookout for my kid. And okay, yep. Okay. So I see your teacher. Now, normally in the car line, there is a long area that's usually covered in case of rain. And there's a long area. So that I would say probably about 10 cars can line up at the same time. So if you kind of know that your kindergartner is down at the end of the line, then you're going to just slowly make your way to the front. Or if you know that your fifth grader is at the beginning or the end of the line, then you'll kind of stop the car around where you know that they're going to be waiting for you. Now, what I said here is I said, when I spot my little one, she hops in the car with all of her stuff. Okay. So usually I'm on the lookout. I usually see their teacher first. And then I look down because teachers are always going to be taller than the kids. And I usually look down. Now, of course, the first week of school, you're not always going to know the teacher or their friends. But I think by the second month of school, you know the teacher. The teacher even recognizes your car. They'll usually bring the student up to the car. My little one can hop into the car with all of her stuff. Oh, when I
Mm.
spot my little one, when I spot her, that means that I'm looking, and aha, found you. I spotted them. I spotted her. So when I spot her, my little one, my child, my sweetie, my honey, my little one, she hops in the car just like a bunny rabbit. I think of kids very excited. They're always bouncing around, and then whoop, we're going to hop in the car. So come on, fast, fast. We've got to go. Other people are waiting. So she hops in the car with all of her stuff: lunchbox, water bottle, folders, papers, backpacks, with all her stuff. All her stuff. Right?
Okay.
Excellent.
Mm. Yeah, there's a little bit more to this in my script as
Mhm.
well. Speaking about getting into the car, I
Yes.
said I keep an eye out for my kids. I find mine. I let them say bye to their mates, and then we jump in the car.
Mhm.
So jump in is similar to hop in. We're excited. Maybe kids are excited from chatting to their friends. They're excited to finish school and go home. So they jump in. They get in quickly, throw in their stuff, and enter the car very quickly. Yeah,
Mhm.
we jump in the car and we leave straight away.
Absolutely. What did we say, yesterday or the other day? We
Pile
said
in.
pile in. I think pile in isn't when you have more kids, more stuff. jump in, hop in means get in quickly, and then get in the car. Get in the car. Place yourself into the car. Get in the car. All right,
Mhm.
come on, get in the car, everybody. Come on, everybody, jump in. Hey, hop in, everybody. Let's go.
Right. So now you're in the car and you're driving home. Do you talk about anything when you're in the car?
Absolutely. So once we are on our way home, we chat about her day while we head home. Now, we're already in the car, right? Because I've been waiting in the car line this whole time. I finally spotted my little one. She hopped in the car, and then we chat about her day while we head home. So I like this. So we talk about something, we chat about something, we chat about her day. Okay, so we chat about her day. What did you do this morning? What did you do at school today? Did you have fun at school today? We chat about work. My husband and I chat about work. My colleagues and I, we chat about work. Chat is just light conversation, easygoing conversation. Then she can tell me about her day. We discuss her day while we head home. Now, if you've been listening to our episodes, you know that Americans love this word. We head home. We use the word head to mean go. We head home. We head back. We go home. We go back home. So, on our way home, while we head home, we chat about her day. All right. What about you, Mark? Do you talk about anything in the car on your way home?
Mm-hmm. We do a quick "How was your day?" So, as you were saying, your day finishes when you finish work, usually. 9 to 5 is my day. For students, that's their school, their time at school is their day. When they finish school, their day is over. So I ask them the same question: How was your day? I used an interesting sentence structure here. We do a quick "How was your
Mm,
day?" So we take our kids to school and pick them up every day from Monday to Friday. So this is a very typical routine. We do the same things and ask the same questions Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So to emphasize this, that it's very, very typical, very normal, I
mhm.
said, we do a quick, how was your day? Do is often the verb we're using when we talk about daily, routine, normal things, like we do the laundry, we do the washing up. And because this is so routine, we do a quick, how was your day? That means that I ask my children, so, how was your day? We do that every time. Because this is a routine, we do a quick, how was your day? You can also use this in business or offices. We do a quick, how was your weekend? And then get to work. Or maybe in January, we did a quick, how was your Christmas? And then we carry on. So when it's a very normal question and you ask it every single day, we do a quick, how was your day? It's very typical and normal.
I like that. Yeah, we do a little bit of this and then we move on. And we do a little bit
Mhm,
of that and then we move on. Nice.
mhm. So what time do you finally get home?
All right. So we chat about our day while we head home, usually getting back around 3:45. Just like we get to the kids' school, we get back around 3:45. Now, when I say get back, we generally now I did mention it. We chat about her day while we head home, usually getting back around 3:45. So, I've already said the word home, so I don't really need to say it again. What time do you get back? Means what time do you come home or come back to where you were before? So, if I say, "Hey, I'm going out tonight." Oh, okay. What time are you getting back? Maybe 10 o'clock, 10:30. Getting back where I started from, which is usually home. Okay. So what time are you getting back? 3:45. We are getting back home around 3:45. So, what about you, Mark? What time do you usually get back from school?
And then we're usually back home by around 4ish in the afternoon. I used a very similar phrase. We are back home. Means we return home. We're usually back home. The children started at home, they went away to school, and came back home where they started. So we're usually back home by around 4ish. So
Mm.
4 is exactly 4:00 p.m. 4ish is like 10 minutes before or 10 minutes later than 4. So 4-ish is around 4, about 4, or close to 4. It could be 3:50, it could be 4:10, but 4-ish. It's a useful little piece to add on after numbers, especially if you're making plans and you don't know exactly when you can arrive or when exactly you can meet someone. So you can use it with every number. We usually arrive around 10-ish. I usually finish work around 5-ish. What time do you want to meet? Let's try 1-ish. So it's quite a flexible time. Maybe there's traffic, so we arrive later. Maybe I pop into the supermarket because it's on the way and we're a bit later. But usually it's around 4-ish.
Yeah, even if I'm saying, they're like, "Oh, when are you gonna be here?" I don't know, 10 minutes ish.
Yeah.
The less confident I am, yeah, like 5 ish.
Hmm.
Maybe like 5:30 ish.
Ish. Yeah, right.
So
Always play
as
it
I,
safe. Add an
yeah,
ish.
as I lose that confidence of about what time I'm going to be, I also like that we can even say, around 3:45 ish. Yeah. Again, that confidence that we're kind of losing there, just add that little ish. Ish. Maybe closer to 4. Maybe closer to 4.
Okay, well, that's it then. We have successfully survived another day with the children. We've taken them from school and brought them back home. We have picked them up. We've done the afternoon school run. The kids are back at home doing whatever they like. So that's it for this episode. That's number 8 done.
Amazing.
Yeah, like always, we want to say a huge thank you to all our new subscribers and people who've been with us over the last few weeks. We really, really appreciate all the comments, the lovely, lovely comments we've been receiving. They're really motivating. They make us excited to make more videos more often because we know people are finding it helpful. And maybe you're listening to this on the school run, or maybe you're hanging around outside the front gate listening to the podcast. But I hope you can take some of this language and start to use it in your real life.
Amazing. And as a reminder, if you become one of our subscribers, you can be part of the community. So you get a little bit of a sneak peek of when new videos are coming, and you get to just kind of hang out with us a little bit more in our community. So thank you so much for subscribing, and we'll see you for the next episode. Thank you, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.